Busted.
Hey everybody, I'm Jordan.
I'm Lex, PDQ.com.
Yeah.
Pouring drinks.
Quick pour and run. We made it.
Yeah, excellent. Q&A today, guys. Send in your questions. We need them.
Yep, we'll
Otherwise,
pass
Jordan
them all
will.
over to Colby so he can score the most points.
And if
he
we
needs
run,
it.
if we run out of questions, Jordan's going to start singing.
We obviously know the answers, but Colby needs the boost.
Yes.
To his self-esteem.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree.
All right. I guess first question.
Yep, starting off with a bit of a holiday question here. You can only watch one holiday movie. Which is it? Trading Places, Gremlins, or Die Hard? Those are your only three options from Doug K.
I'm definitely Die Hard.
I think that's the only choice. is Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I don't think I've even seen Gremlins, and I don't care for Trading Places.
I don't know what the other two are. Colby, what do you think?
I think I'd go with Trading Places.
What's it about?
Trading Places.
Yeah, good enough.
The homeless and rich people switch places for a $1 bet.
That sounds like the worst.
There's something about orange juice.
There's orange juice in there.
Yeah. Orange juice
Who's in it?
futures.
The futures, yep.
Who is in Trading Places?
Dan
Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd.
Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to stick with Die Hard.
Fair enough. All right, jumping from holidays to tech. IRT DNS aging and scavenging. Should I only enable those settings on one DNS server? I have two AD DNS servers. Jody L.
Hey, Jody. This is my pondering look.
Back when I was a system administrator, my settings for the DNS mirrored each other, just because it's safer that way. But
I don't know
if
why you wouldn't mirror them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think you'd want to. Colby, thoughts?
I've never messed with DNS much, but I would assume you'd want it on all of your DNS servers.
Probably best practice to have it on all of them.
It may cause grief if you don't.
It's too bad
Maybe.
Briggs not here today.
I'll speak for Brig. I'm just kidding. I won't. But yeah, I would mirror them. I think it's probably a good consensus to just keep everything the same across, so you don't end up having.
It also makes troubleshooting easier. If DNS breaks, you don't want to have to mess with different settings on different servers.
Absolutely.
All right?
Yeah.
2-1. Okay,
Maybe.
Perhaps.
we're popping it up.
There it
Can
is.
you create an option to do central server updates from the consoles for ultimate laziness? Sincerely, a super bodacious admin.
That seems reasonable.
I like the
For the
idea,
naming.
especially the laziness part. Okay, so option to do central server updates from consoles. I'm a little lost.
So basically, when there's a newest version, instead of having to go to the server machine to update it and have it pushed to the consoles,
Oh.
I think he wants to initiate it from the client console.
No, I think what they're asking for is when you update the server, the clients are unusable until you update them, and they'll pop up a little prompt saying, "Hey, update me."
Oh, and just have it come from the server?
Yeah,
That's
they
a
want
great
to.
idea.
Yeah, and so I do actually have a feature request in to just automatically update the clients because there's technically no reason why.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, because like they're not usable until you update them. So why don't we just automatically update them?
Yeah,
What he said, I like that.
Until then, that's a feature request not in there. You could create a package for installing the product that just has those machines in there, and
Once you update it, just launch it out. Yeah.
that's it.
And I put a link in the chat to the blog where I discuss how to create a package to deploy client consoles. It's a little out of date. I need to update it, but it as far as I'm aware, it still works.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right, next one. Do you have any tips to get Office 2019 deployment working now that Microsoft has changed the install procedure? Thanks, friends. Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. Okay, I'm going to have to go. We did a webcast on how to do that.
But he's saying that
a while
they
back.
Have they changed it since that webcast?
So off the top of my head, I don't have
Wow.
any tips on that. But if they changed that,
I've got no
We
experience with it.
probably
We
should do
probably
another
should do a
video.
video
I think
on it.
we need to do our homework.
Do our
Yeah,
homework?
They
Yeah,
have
well-
changed it. It's probably high time to do another webcast about this.
I would say.
Okay.
Maybe beginning of the next year.
I like it as long as I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you probably will.
Great, well, yeah, we'll definitely look into that one.
yeah.
Okay. My PDQ inventory service crashes a lot and needs to be restarted near daily. What should I look at as the issue? Thanks, guys. Jody L.
Interesting.
Okay, right out the gate, the first thing I'd start looking is your event log and see if you're getting any, what's coming up causing that to crash.
Yeah,
I'm a little confused. This is a first for me. I haven't heard that.
I haven't seen it, but I'm not doing a lot of testing anyway. I would say open a ticket and maybe we can get the appropriate logs and track that down. Or
I am
maybe
pretty sure they're going to tell you, look at the event log, Colby.
Yep, look at the event log, see if you see anything obvious in there. If not, contact support. They'll help you.
Have you seen anything like that before, Colby?
Yeah, various issues come up occasionally, especially in like larger databases.
Oh, okay.
Another thing is make sure you're on the current version. The current release is 18.2.12. We've been putting out releases more frequently lately after we made some changes to our development process, and we've been trying to fix various bugs. And we have a fairly significant performance fix coming soon, hopefully.
Love that.
TM.
TM?
Soon.
TM.
Not registered, just TM.
TM.
I can invoke deploy in PowerShell. Is there a PowerShell command to list running deployments? Tiffany G.
Let's take a look at the
Command.
command line.
So if you go to the command prompt, you got to run as an administrator, and you run PDQ Deploy. It's going to give you a list of what you can run, what you can do.
All right, so I don't know if there is currently running schedules in there. Take a look. I don't see anything for current deployments. in there.
Okay, so if we're doing PowerShell, right?
So
Could you look in the database for running deployments?
in that one,
or-
you'd be a SQL query, and
Yeah.
and that's purely hypothetical. On my point, I'm not great with SQL.
Yeah.
I imagine it would be possible.
You may be able to find the field where that's stored, where it's the step it's in, whether it's finished or the status maybe of it running or queued, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that would definitely be a SQL query.
Just in general,
Probably.
using SQL to connect to our database, I'm not. There's times where we found use for it, but it's always something where we should put a disclaimer of at your own
be
risk.
careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely can do it from SQL. I believe it is the status field in the deployments table, but do be careful. Accessing the database, like when deploy is using it, could potentially cause issues.
When you say potentially causes issue, like corruption, badness,
Yeah,
not goodness.
Or even
Yeah,
if it just
potentially.
It's
locked
like
at the wrong
Ghostbusters bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Not good.
Oh, we
Imagine
don't-
all your atoms scattering at the speed of light in all
We
directions.
don't recommend it.
There you go. Important safety tip: don't cross the streams.
All right, guys. What is the best recommended bourbon to put in my Lex tumbler? Anthony L.
So
Okay.
I have a bias on this one because
By all
I've
means.
toured the distillery. I love the Woodford Reserve double cask.
Now, is this the double cask right here?
Yep, double oaked. Yep,
Double oaked?
that one. I love that one. And the distillery
Highly
is
recommend
amazing.
it.
Yes.
Okay. Colby, you got a favorite?
none of them. I tend to drink things that don't taste like paint thinner.
All righty then. Well, I've got a drink
Shots
for you.
fired.
It's called
The only
Snow.
time Colby drinks is next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Motor oil and flavored.
And we
whiskey.
have stuff that
Bourbon wise, guys, I like Jack Daniels. I do. A Gentleman Jack's good if I'm just sipping on it, but just a nice, solid, affordable drink
Jack
at any time,
Daniels
and I don't feel bad mixing
bourbon?
something in it.
or is that Tennessee? I think that's Tennessee.
Is it
guys.
whiskey?
I don't even think it's bourbon.
It has to be made in Bourbon County, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, the water has to meet certain requirements, and it has to be aged in white oak. Most of it is.
My own glass. But I like Jack Daniels. I'm going to stick with that.
Mine would be Angel's Envy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So
May as well pop the next question up because it's directly related to this conversation.
Just keep asking drinking questions because we're 10 minutes in, and how many questions do we have left?
Not enough.
Quite a few.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should take some salmon questions, but in the meantime, we'll.
This is our last drinking one, but since
Okay.
we're on the subject, good beginner whiskey and or scotch for someone who doesn't drink that often but needs to drink more. Steve feels like he needs to drink more, so let's
Steve?
help him out.
I'm just going to tell you, I am the best alcohol coach you have ever met. I can honestly go on record saying everybody that's drank with me has had a bad experience. JJ?
For Scotch, wait, do they want? Okay, so they
Just
want
a bad
and
drinking
or-
experience. Let's talk about
bad-
scotches, yeah. Or whiskeys or scotch, either way. Like a rookie, a beginner one. We were having this discussion earlier.
What's that one I usually get?
So, again, a lot of the scotch is really peaty, and those are kind of hard for beginners. Jordan, you had a friend, actually, we were talking about this.
Yep.
Came over, wanted to have a scotch.
Yeah,
with
I
you.
brought Ardbeg. He asked me to bring one of my favorites,
Mm-hmm.
and I brought the Ardbeg word I can't pronounce.
Ugadal?
That's probably
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's way peaty.
It might be Corey Vrecken.
Yeah, could have been that one.
it was I don't know. It's delicious. It's very peaty. He had not had a lot of peaty scotches, and it was not where to start.
Did he feel like he just stuck his head in some peat moss, or he had him lick the campfire or something like that?
Yeah, so if it's just a whiskey you're looking for and you find whiskey in general to be too harsh, I like Kaio. It's a Japanese whiskey. It's very mild. As far as any whiskey I've had, it's a good entry point if you're looking for less of the harsh or the strong flavors that come from Scotch.
I would say a Gentleman Jack. That's like Diet Coke of whiskeys in my mind. It's Gentleman Jack's smooth, goes down easy. JJ, any thoughts?
Gentleman Jack's all right. It's okay.
It's a good beginner.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
there are definitely worse ones.
Ow! Wow. All
No,
right.
I think I'm with Jordan on this one. I do like a double cask,
Yep.
or double barreled.
Double barreled.
Yeah,
Yeah, for beginners, it's rough because we have a lot of snobs.
we do.
Yeah.
So
and that's kind of the thing.
I'm trying
definitely
to rack
a
my
snob,
brain
JJ.
right now.
I'm a snob.
I definitely am. I will be
It
the
is
first
not-
to admit it.
I am so down to earth.
I brought in Johnny Walker Blue, which is blended, and the crap I got for not being a single malt, and that
It's
is a
delightful.
Oh, you shouldn't get crap for that.
yeah. A couple
Johnny
people
Walker-
were.
No, I am partial to the single malts.
Me as
but
well. Yes.
As far as blue goes, that's pretty top choice.
It was. I had no complaints for that one.
Yeah, good point.
I have
Well-
a minimum of 3 malts myself, but all right. If we invoke PDQ Deploy via PowerShell and the package fails, can we make that send a failure report out via email? Kathleen F.
I like the word invoke. It makes it sound like it's magic.
So the first thing I can think of comes to my mind is to have a failure set up the condition to continue on, with the next step being if the last one failed, that Colby shaking his head no.
There's an option on the deploy command.
Never mind. I'm getting over complex apparently.
Yeah, it's the notification name option for the deploy command. You can point it to a if you've set up your notifications, you can point it to one by name.
Walk me to it, man.
All right,
So
I guess we
deploy.
want to do it the easy way. Whatever.
So if I go to deploy once.
No, this would be on the command line. So if you go to
Oh,
help-
command line. All right.
Like 7.
I hear counting in the background.
All right.
Okay, so
So then run help deploy. Not /help.
Not /help.
you've taken typing from the same place I have. Mavis Beacon teaches everyone to type but me.
String. Oh, there is a notification
Oh,
string.
notification. Okay.
Yep. And then
Oh,
Wrong
there it is.
thing.
and then what that's referring to is if you go to reports
Go to reports.
and then notifications, you need to put the name that you see there.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so you can do just a deployment summary. So,
Yeah.
So that will notify whether it failed or succeeded. Then it'll just give a report of the success rate, basically.
Yeah, it's the same thing as if you do a deploy once and then you select from the drop down one of those notifications.
Okay.
That's way easier.
I would test with the summary guys, because if you send out 100 of those with detail, you're going to spam the crap out of yourself or somebody else, I think.
If you want to dive down the way overly complex rabbit hole I started, just email me, and I'll be happy to waste an hour.
Waste an hour of your time writing this script this long. I love it.
Right, next question.
Sanity test. Deploy Google Drive FS, that IP address, to a machine with an older version. Does it work? Ryan J.
I
I don't know.
didn't look if it had requirements. I will go and talk to the packaging team after this one.
Is it a parameter you can put the IP address in? I mean, I'm
That's a
looking
version
at
number.
No, it's a version number.
Oh, the version
So
number.
the problem is if it's not working on older versions of the computers and we don't have that limit in our
yeah.
package, we need to make a change. So I will talk to the packaging team after this and find out. If you want to shoot a
Support?
support email, when we'll get back to you faster
Put
that
Jordan's name all over it.
Yep.
It's spelled Colby.
way. Just put Jordan says to do this 3 times. We need tickets in triplicate.
Yeah. Yeah, we test all packages, so it should just update in place. And if it doesn't, we'll usually have a note in the description. And that's one of the reasons why we actually deprecated the, cute PDF package,
yeah.
is because you can't, like when you install it, it installs alongside the old version, it doesn't update it, and you can't silently uninstall the old version. So I would assume Google Drive file stream you can update in place.
Check it out. We're downloading
We're
it.
going to take a look and
We're
see
gonna
if we
do
have
some-
any notes.
We'll do it live.
Details.
All right.
Would you mind centering that?
Oh,
Thank you.
yes, I will. I can center that.
Centering is good.
Yeah, so the only note we have in there is installation directly after uninstalling without rebooting causes issues, but nothing about an older version of Windows. So we'll get this tested, and if it is an issue, then expect a new update to FileStream coming soon.
I like the way you grabbed that and ran with it.
Ready.
So can you provide option for deploy once?
All right, guys. Can you provide an option for deploy once on a schedule so that you can run the schedule as a one-off on a single PC?
Absolutely.
Thanks from David.
So we're going to deploy 7-zip on a schedule. We're going to do a trigger as a once.
All right.
I think I answered the question right there.
I'm with you so far.
Are you following me?
Yeah.
All right, and then obviously targets.
I think the overall question is if he has multiple targets, can he just kick off the schedule for the single target? But I don't know if I could be misreading the question or
Yeah.
I think that might be more the direction they're going, is they have an existing schedule,
Okay.
and they want to run that schedule for just one target and just one time.
Oh, okay.
There is an option, if you're on the schedules tab, you can start the schedule once.
we have no schedules.
But you can pick the packages in it, but I don't think you can pick the specific target though.
You can always make one.
I think one of the options is deploy once. I think it'll pull all the targets into deploy once.
Okay.
And if the schedule has a history, it should have the individual machine where you can right-click on that single machine and hit deploy once, maybe. But I don't know if that's going to include the package, and that could be.
Yeah, I don't know if you can right-click
Put
a
something
target and do deploy once. You could certainly copy the target to deploy once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just say call it something and then you typed something?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. It was very literal. Thank you.
All right. All right.
All right, so there's everybody from old Mozilla. We're going to send, I think I picked 7-zip. Reasonable, right?
That's right. If Mozilla's out of date, you got to install 7-zip.
Bang, there we go. All right, so if I right-click on this, deploy once, I can start schedule.
Yeah, but I don't see a way to.
All attached package or current package.
Yeah, I don't see a way to specify
Just
individual
one.
machine out of that.
Well, actually, there's a deploy once option on it.
But that will pull in all of the machines.
I guess
So
I'd
you
have to delete
you have to
everybody.
do
Yeah, then you
cleanup
could trim down the
Yeah.
list.
If that's the case, why don't you just deploy once and grab the one machine instead of having to delete stuff?
Yeah. Just because I'm curious. Nope, that's not gonna. That's not. That's a,
No
that's a bad
bueno.
path.
Bad,
Bad path.
bad juju there. Delete that before that runs. And update 7-zip on everybody who has Mozilla. I mean, the logic's
It's only going to
amazing.
be the webcast machines, but it'll be this one for sure. So.
Yeah. You'll get it. JJ will walk in my office. Told you not to send stuff to my machine.
He is filled with a rage that you don't see.
Am I?
I don't know.
Rage
you're
against the
probably
machine? Oh.
Okay, we're going to jump into a speed round.
All right.
Okay, here we go, guys. Super speed. How can I get machines recently added to show up in PDQ Inventory a lot faster? Jan.
Jan,
I mean, I guess you can modify how often the sync is going. Ooh,
dude, I touched
that's
it.
the touch screen.
It was the touchy screen.
That is a touch screen.
Yeah, I would adjust how often you sync. I mean, you can go
Yes.
as aggressive as. Let's
Yeah,
just
so
see
set
how
it on
aggressive
hour.
we can do this. Shall we?
5
minutes.
If it's
Don't do it. You could do it. Don't do it.
yeah,
It'll
it
do it
won't
every
even let
five-
you go down to 4. Yeah,
Five is the minimum. That's as aggressive as you can get.
I did not save that.
Thank you.
All right,
Hey, we actually did that in almost under a minute.
speed round.
Speed round, continuing. How can I create a report to find all domain users in local PC's administrators group? Thanks, Sharap G.
So I don't know the exact commands for PowerShell off the top of my head, but there is one where you can query local groups on computers. So if you created a custom tool on inventory that had that command in there, that is pretty straightforward once you look it up.
I think
It will
we've
give
got
you a report of all of
report
those.
out there that does that, or we've made one before.
Yeah, we already scanned the groups
Oh.
in inventory. That's data you already have.
You guys,
So-
you guys with your easy, non-complex ways of doing things.
Yeah, that is true. I think we've got a video on how to pull anybody who's in the administrators group on machines, and I can't off the top of my head or in a minute actually produce that for you. But there we go. So basically, build yourself a report that looks for a user group administrator or administrators. Yeah.
So I mean, it should be possible to create a report off of this that basically says for the computers you run against, if administrators contains or doesn't contain X group, then
Yep.
add it to the list. So you could find out if you're looking to remove some stray accounts there.
I do believe we've got a blog or a video on this, and I can't off the top of my head remember the name of it. But
If it exists, Colby will find it.
I'm not seeing any blogs, but I do see some forum posts.
oh, okay.
Okay. Have you heard of people using PDQ Deploy for managing Adobe CC? Recommendations? Jonathan H.
Absolutely. I think we've got a webcast on the Creative Cloud.
I think Brig has. I'm
Brig,
sure
yeah,
has.
I remember working with Brig on this one.
KB
So,
articles. I think there's a blog.
here, let's do this. Try the type the
We're gonna look it up live.
PDQ space YouTube. We'll go to our YouTube channel.
I figured Colby would be.
There we go.
He's probably already put.
Allow
He's
me
probably
to
already got
Google
it.
this. Put in Adobe right there. Better stop that before it starts playing. Oh, sorry. Nat. Okay. I'm not one of us. Only one of us can drive the plane. at once,
Three
right?
hand typing. It worked in the
Adobe,
on the
Adobe
keyboard.
Creative Cloud right there. Live. 38 minutes of
Isn't that
me
an
and
old
Brig.
NCIS episode?
Yep. All right. So yeah,
There it is.
apparently we can find that.
Now, I just want to point out, if you guys ever go into these big guys, these really big, you guys should thank Lisa. She does timestamp these. That poor girl has to watch us twice.
So it's
Yeah.
more often than not, if I'm involved, she has to ask me.
I think she stopped watching the first time.
Did she? She just closes her eyes and
I don't know.
timestamps this stuff.
She's probably going to call me out right now.
Well, she has the outline, and then we don't follow it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we get a lot of calls like, "You're supposed to be talking about this. What are you actually talking about?"
How many times does she shake her fist at you? She's like, you guys?
She's too nice to be mean to me.
Oh, she still shakes her fist.
Yeah, she thinks
But
it.
you're just in the studio.
You're just in the studio.
She's
Hey,
doing
he's
it.
off script again. Yeah, that would be where I'd go for that. That one.
We actually have the outline that we follow. We just don't let Lisa see it.
You know, that's
Even
a good
though
idea, because then she can't
She's
shake
the
her
original
fist at us.
author of it, but
Don't look at that.
Continuing. What's the best way to auto-deploy a package, example Chrome, to machines that do not have said package? Example, newly imaged PCs. Evan R.
Deploy. You want to go to
I want to go to deploy. well, no, I don't.
You don't? You want to be there? Okay. Oh, that's a good point.
So if you have it to where it's automatically an add into your system, we have the Chrome Enterprise not installed. We specify even workstations so it doesn't grab servers. So once that updates, you can have a package for installing it based on
Runs
this collection.
Daily, hourly, whatever, to run off that collection. That's a good way to do it. And this is newly installed machines, so you put them on your network, right? You could, if you're imaging them using MDT, you could kick off a baseline that would add them. That Chrome is part of a baseline package. You could, I mean, I can think of 100 ways to do it. Okay, 2. But, you know, there's a lot of ways to go about that. I like this one though.
Yeah, that one's
Hey,
probably
you found one that
easy.
was simple.
All right. Hey, I didn't go complex. I'm learning.
Good, because in the speed round,
Oh,
it's the way we roll.
Is that how we roll, really?
not generally.
It's how we're supposed to. That's the theory, anyway.
All right, we got a follow-up question. I want to be lazy like Lex and update central server from the client console. Make it so? A super
I think
bodacious admin is back.
Oh,
Didn't
nice.
we answer this one earlier?
Well, no, because before it was how can you get the clients to auto-update after the server.
Oh.
This one is using the client to update the server. So,
Great feature request.
yeah. We'll add that to the feature
All right.
requests.
Yep.
I gotta quit drinking so much because it seemed the same as the last one.
That one was the one that I assumed he was asking the first time. That he actually...
Oh, so
Yeah.
you answered that.
Versi
but-
versa, vice versa.
And now we're just saying it's a feature request.
That's right.
Kind of another feature request, maybe. Can one prioritize scheduled scans or maybe in the plans for the future? Anonymous.
So, I know you can prioritize deployments that are currently...
Scheduled scans.
Or you can prioritize current scans that are happening if you have multiple queued up.
Okay,
But as far as scheduled, I don't know how to make that
so
a
prioritize
preference.
a scheduled scan. So once you start a scan, it's just gonna go scan those machines. Right?
Except for you can have queued up scans and you can...
So okay, so if you schedule a scan, right, you can alternate the time schedules to prioritize them that way. Have them run in that order.
Yeah, but as far as...
After they run,
if they're
go and
kicking
have
off
something.
at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going
I don't
to...
know. That'd be a
Yeah, it depends on exactly what you're trying to do. If you want to say that every time I scan, I want this computer to scan first, you could set up multiple scan profiles and point them at different collections and have the important ones go off first. But if you're saying like all my computers are currently scanning by a scheduled scan and I need this one to finish right now, you can right-click on it and prioritize that particular scan. That's a feature we added. Was that in 17 or 18?
It's newer.
Yeah,
feature.
it's a recent feature.
all right. Hang on. I want to try this. Scan standard. That's a good long scan, right? All right. I want bird person to go first.
I'm just going to stare at the screen and
Breaking
not
the
keep
speed
the
round
dialogue
rules, but all
going.
right.
I'm ruining the speed round. All right. You know what?
Well, in the speed round, I have to stare at the monitor and not keep any dialogue going
By the time
while he does this.
By the time I figure this out, it'll be done scanning. That's the problem. Moving on.
So we assume Colby's right.
What he said.
All right. How often should the PDQ Deploy and PDQ Inventory databases be optimized? Maybe allow this process through the console in the future? The guy in V for Vendetta with a mask.
So I believe there is a command line for optimizing.
There is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As far as how often, I'd say whenever the spirit moves you.
Optimized database right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a optimized time frame for optimizing database. Each database is different. If it's a smaller one, you probably got a lot of time. If you got a lot going on, it doesn't hurt to just run semi-frequently.
Okay. You can run it anytime you want. All right. That being said,
Yeah.
okay, if you have any scans running or any deployments running, when you do that, it's going to kill the background process, kill deployments, kill the scans. So be aware of that. You could deploy the command line to do that. I mean, you could put that on a schedule and have that run automated for you. You could put it in a Windows Task Scheduler even. Again, just be aware if anything's running when you do it, it's going to kill it.
You know your environment better than us.
Okay,
Every
better
15 minutes. Just kidding.
speed round. Better way to resolve multiple connections to a server or shared resource by the same user during scan, deploy, or other. Again, the masked guy from V for Vendetta.
A better way. I don't even know if I have a good way, let alone better. See,
I'm just going to have to do this.
okay. Oh, no, not for the speed round.
Contemplate.
On this
pass
one,
it to Colby.
they encourage us to pass to Colby sooner.
Cool.
You have 30 seconds now.
Burn it. You got 30, Colby. Come on.
Yeah, these are issues that we're still looking into. I think we've recently made progress, but I'm not sure. It's definitely, if you haven't contacted support already, definitely do so that we have your information, and if we make any progress, we can send you a build.
I like it.
All right, guys. Can you trigger an AD sync in inventory via PowerShell? Ryan J. Pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, let's go back to command line. I don't know if there's a... Well, we got
Just
deploy
run,
up
there
there.
is.
You just run PDQ inventory right there.
You can even make a tool out of it.
Oh. Look what we said.
80 sync, second
Yep.
one down.
Yep, so yeah, we have a command line. If it's a command line, you can run it from PowerShell or do a tool for
Run
it.
it from a tool, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, create a tool, assign it a keyboard shortcut, and then boom.
Yeah,
That works for me.
Yep.
We actually did a speed round.
we did.
Yep.
We did.
Good
Is that how
job,
it's called?
everyone.
We did.
This
a
is
speed round?
final question for the day, guys. Best practices when running a multi-domain environment and tracking dynamic collections separately. John D.
Boy.
All right, I can think of a couple of ways to go about that, and none of them are great. I mean, okay, multi-domain. All right, so first thing that comes to mind, we're talking simplicity, ease on. If it was me, the ease of not having to really build anything, I can set up on different machines, a console per domain, and then I've got that separated that way. That's probably the laziest man's way to do it, unless you want to get everything in one place. After that, you'd have to do some dynamic collections based on dynamic collections at that point, wouldn't you?
Yeah, or, I mean, and I might be way off base, feel free
Okay.
to shut me down. If it's part of the force, could you set it on the highest level domain where it handles all of that? You just have more complex collections based on the subdomains there where it can see all of it from one console? That seems like that would...
Isn't that what I said? Only
I don't
cooler.
know. Probably cooler.
Definitely
Yeah,
cooler.
that's...
Colby, any thoughts?
It depends on exactly what you're looking for. Like if you need different versions of applications in each domain, and like what exactly you're looking for in the collections. Ultimately, if you need different collections for different domains, you're gonna have to duplicate something somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
There's a couple of ways up that mountain, and none of them are easy.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Hey, we made it through that.
Yeah. Thanks for letting Colby answer all your questions.
Yeah, it's a good thing he was here. Otherwise, we'd have just been drinking and smiling on a hop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys watching. Hey, next week's the holiday drink along.
Mm-hmm.
Happy holidays to everybody.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Lex, PDQ.com. See ya.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Come back next week for the holiday drink along. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for getting your questions in. It turned out to be a good question episode. We've got our winners here: Jonathan H., Jody L., and ASB admin or a super bodacious admin. Guys, send your info to webcast@pdq.com. Let us know which swag you'd like and where we should send it. And then until then, we will see you next time.